there on defense, but those guys did a good job of finishing out the game the right way, putting points on the board. Special teams, same thing. Offensively, we were atrocious, as bad as you can get. We got a lot to fix. Now going into the bye, we're going to have to address all these issues that we're having right now. So that's all I got. What do you guys got?
Adam, it's a tough start for your defense, but after they gave up those first 3 drives, they settled down. But still, your offense wasn't able to establish anything. It seemed like every minute and a half, 2 minutes, the defense was back out there.
Yeah, I mean, we just couldn't get any positive plays going. Every time we did have a positive play, it was coming back. There was either a penalty or the next play would be a negative play. We just kept putting ourselves in 3rd and 10 plus. I think we had 7 of them. So we're not going to convert those.
How do you think the offensive game plan was out?
We would have been all right if we would have executed some of the stuff. There's a few things in the run game that we got to clean up, that we got to give our guys a better chance on. But we didn't give ourselves a chance. We can't go 3rd and 10. We go 3rd and 10, we're not going to convert.
It's easy to say with Sam being out, it's kind of a built-in situation there. But is this deeper than just Sam being out right now offensively for you guys?
Yeah, I think we got some things to clean up. I mean, I think once we get Jamison back at his normal position, that'll help. He's trying to basically do us a solid by playing outside today.
And the offensive line is a veteran group. There's no rookies in there. So how disappointing is it to see the way they've been performing?
Yeah, I mean, we got to look at a lot of things over this bye week. I mean, I never thought I'd say week 4 bye week. I'm glad it's here, but I mean, we got to address some things. We got to figure out what's going on. We're not in sync. We're not doing a good job of working together. We're kind of all over the place, so we got to get that fixed.
Adam, I think there were a minimum of 3 sacks where the Patriots were able to get to Luke by just rushing 4 guys. I mean, is this something where you need
They got there with 3 one time. So, I mean, it's not good.
Is this something where can you simplify it at all? I mean, what can you guys do to make it better?
I mean, that's what we got to look at.
Will you consider offensive line changes moving forward?
I think we got to look at everything.
How do you keep the team together, Adam?
That's a good group of guys. You don't have to worry about them. That's the last thing. That's the last thing I'm worried about. These guys, the way that our defense and special teams played, and I mean, it wasn't for a lack of effort on offense. We're off. We are off. We got to figure out what's going on with all 11 guys in the field. So as far as personality-wise goes, these guys are all going to fight together and they're going to stick together. And if you were in that locker room after the game, you would understand.
How disappointing, Adam, is it that as a group you guys came out so slowly? You mentioned the defense rebounding, but the defense was terrible in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things, for whatever reason, that seems to happen here quite a bit. So, a little bit of it is, if we make one mistake, they capitalize on it. That's what they do so well. That's what they've done so well for the last 20 years. We let up that kind of late release by the tight end. I mean, it's just a bad taste in your mouth, and we let them in the end zone there. So, it's just one of those things you want to get off the field, especially early against them, and try to make it really hard. And we didn't do that early. And then I thought our guys did a great job of rebounding and making plays.
A couple more. How do you think Luke responded to the challenges of his first NFL start?
I mean, there was a lot of things that he did really well that he didn't get a lot of help with. I mean, he got to some really good checks there, and we didn't execute them. And that was a little frustrating to see that the guy that's in his first NFL start knows what's going on, and other guys aren't executing it the way it should be done.
Adam, you were hired here because of your offensive acumen, and I know it's not all on you, but how embarrassing is it that you guys did not convert a 3rd down and averaged 2.2?
Yeah, it's brutal. I mean, it's like one of those things where it's infuriating because you're watching the defense and special teams play as hard as they can and executing what they're being asked to do, and they're doing it well for the majority of the game, and then we're not holding our end on offense.
I know the offensive line, not holding up their end of the bargain, not having time kind of complicates what you're able to do, but why not take a shot and, throw something weird against the wall, try something wacky, and just see if you can get a big play at some point?
Yeah, I mean, we have tried to do some things, but, I mean, at the end of the day, we're just trying to get ahead of the sticks a little bit. I mean, I could drop back and try to throw go routes, but the guy that's the best corner in the league is on one side covering our best guy, and the rest of that group's pretty good, and they do a good job of doubling and changing up coverages and changing up pressures. There's a lot of things that they do that it's kind of hard to understand unless you're in that room studying all the time.
Adam, not so much even with that, but when your offense is in a rut like this, why not try a trick play or some steal a possession or spark something that's not a go route or a draw. Just
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to run a trick play when we're on the -9 half the time. You know, I mean, we're backed up. We got to get out of it. We got to flip the field to start it.
Adam, Darnold struggled in week 1, Simeon struggled in week 2, and now Falk struggled in week 3. Your reputation, Manish brought up, was as a really good offensive coach. All 3 quarterbacks have struggled. As far as you're concerned, what do you think is going on as far as what you're able to do?
Well, that's what we're going to look at over the bye week.
Thanks, guys. Luke will be at the end. The locker room's open. We'll bring Luke back in here.